Hello everybody, I'm going to be doing a quick run at Dungeon Crawl. I'm going to be using the Dwarf Berserker, which is, in my opinion, one of the best classes for beginners to try. And I'm saying quick run because I'm only going to really focus on getting past the first 4 floors. I know that for most people starting is the hardest part, so that's what we're going to work on. The big thing I want to stress as the principles of playing as a Dwarf Berserker, and I'll go over a few shortcuts while I'm at it. Firstly, early game, you really want to focus on actually avoiding using your Berserk ability. I know that sounds strange, but it's important to understand why. Piety, using Berserk costs, take a look. Using Berserk costs food. Now that's not piety directly, however, it takes up a lot of food. It makes you a lot hungrier, and when you get hungry, you no longer are free to sacrifice corpses, because you need to eat them. So, while obviously Berserk is a very useful spell in every possible way, it helps you escape, it helps you fight, and right here I'm going to need it to save my life. It's also a spell which costs you the food, which eventually is going to come back and bite you in the ass in terms of piety. So, if it's up to you, if it's possible to avoid using it, it's better to avoid using it. So play in a way that allows you to conserve piety. Now, as an overarching principle, see how I come across a ranged enemy, I immediately retreat, because if I wait here for 1, 2, 3, 4 turns, he's going to have to come to me. And I take a whole lot less shots. Anyway, the principle that I'm working on when I play a Dwarf is to try to buff my AC. AC gives you damage reduction, which is much more useful to a dwarf than dodging, especially because you'll notice I have a minus 1 aptitude to dodging, but a +3 to armor. So I'm going to develop much better AC much more quickly. So that's what I'm going to work on. Unfortunately, you start the game with you just don't start the game with any really good AC or armor, so you have to find that. Also, periodically, I do a Control F search of the dungeon. I don't know how many of you know about this, so I'll just explain it. If you press Control F, it allows you to search. Say I search for armor. It shows me all the armor I've located in the dungeon, including, I didn't know I missed a cloak. You hit Enter on that, and it'll automatically travel towards that, interrupting, of course, if you come across an enemy. So let's go ahead and get me my cloak. My AC is now up to 7, which is not good, but, you know, considering I'm on the first floor of the dungeon, second floor of the dungeon, it's not that bad. And as always, religiously sacrifice corpses. I have 2 pips of piety. Ideally, I want that to be higher, like 4 or 5 by the time I hit the 5th or 6th floor. Kind of a lofty goal, but the higher that gets, the more ways I have of dealing with difficult situations. Again, notice how I always back off and fight in a choke point, if possible. Ooh, yes. Dagger of Venom. I may be going mono axes, but... And I'm worried that my health is getting very low from this poison. I'm going to wait till it hits about 5, and then I'm going to do something about it. Yeah, okay, it's not going to recover in time. I'm going to use Trog's Hand. This is going to increase my regeneration rate, and hopefully, yes, it's higher than the poison rate. Since I don't know which of these potions is a healing potion, if any, and even if I did know, I'd rather not waste a healing potion until I have to. Unfortunately, that little jaunt cost me a lot of food value, so I'm probably going to have to eat my next kill. And I can throw the dagger at him. It does not catch him. Fucking snakes. When starving, your to hit is reduced, so I'm really taking a penalty here, but I really had no choice. And rather than risking getting caught off guard, starving, and then dying, I'm going to eat my only permanent food. Once again, notice, now that I've eaten the permanent food, it's not like I have to eat everything I come across. I can still continue to sacrifice corpses. I just really am worried because I have no other permanent food to deal with that kind of situation again. Okay, exploding darts are very dangerous. I'm going to use this hobgoblin to block his line of sight and hide over here. I'm going to switch to my Dagger of Venom, because worms are very slow, so if I poison it, there's a good chance he'll suffer and die without me having to work too hard for it. And again, keeping him in front of the kobolds so that I don't get attacked. Nope, didn't work. Hide here, and because my health is low, I'm going to berserk against these guys, I think. Notice how hiding behind the corner and then jumping out. That's the way you avoid getting hit by ranged attacks when you're playing a berserker. You don't always have the option, sometimes you have to improvise, sometimes you just have to charge him and hope to God you don't get killed on the way, but for the most part, if you plan, you can usually get away with it. You can usually fight on your own terms. You sir are gonna die. Okay, Jessica. Jessica I know very little about, so whenever I'm in a situation like this, X, V, Evil Apprentice Sorceress, okay, not terribly interesting, just a bunch of flavor text. The other thing I can do is pull up the internets and actually search for Jessica Crawl Wiki. I know, spoilers, yada yada, but at the same time, if you don't know what you're up against, you can get killed pretty easily. Fighters should hide around a corner, destroy her at close range, casters should confuse or poison her, don't confront her at low levels. If she blasts a wand, you're in trouble. Her spells are haste, slow magic, or blink. Okay, not terribly scary. I'm in fact in the perfect position to fight her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. Wait. Damn it, I'm not going to get a better position. That's the other wonderful thing about playing with Berserk. There's literally nothing you can't kill with it. I now have a 1 of slowing. Great. Okay, so let's keep moving. Oh crap, I fell through a shaft. These are the random traps. Notice I was on dungeon 2. I've fallen 2 floors. That's 2 floors worth of experience I've skipped, and enemies here are going to be several levels higher than me. At least I'm not going to starve. The thing is, when you're in a situation like this, your primary goal is to get the hell out. Get back to where you started as fast as possible. You're not generally equipped to handle what they're going to throw at you at the lower floors until you've garnered the experience from the higher floors. Poisoned. And I have no health left. This is a good time to try and figure out which of these is a healing potion. Oh. So notice how I guessed right the first time. I usually go with whichever potion I have the most of. Healing potions and potions of wounds are generally the ones you find most frequently early on, followed perhaps by potions of speed, whereas potions of poison are pretty rare. So if you pick the one that you only have 1 of, you're more likely to get screwed over eventually. I'm still not finding the upstairs yet, which is, remember, I fell 2 floors, so I need to go up at least 1 more floor. But it looks like I'm able to handle the riffraffs of this floor pretty well. Again, one of the reasons I said that the dwarf is an easier beginning character, their power level is higher than most. Ah, I had already cleared out this floor. Gotcha. Again, quickly checking to make sure I haven't missed any major armors or useful properties. Nope, I already have body armor, so I don't need any of that. And I've already got my axe, so I don't need a new weapon yet. I still am not satisfied with my AC. Oh, crap. Jellies are a pain in the neck early game. I'm going to berserk, mostly because note that acid burn can reduce the plus value on your items very quickly. So it's even if you don't need to berserk in order to kill it, you want it dead as fast as possible if you're at melee range. Detect curse, uncursed amulet, amulet of stasis. Stasis is going to prevent teleport, slow, and haste. And that's it. By the looks of it, not berserk. So I guess I can continue to wear this for a while. But I desperately need food again, and as always, I'm holding out, hoping I can get a creature kill. But so far, no luck. Snakes are actually surprisingly an excellent source of food. Problem is, I need to berserk to kill these guys, and I'm not going to be able to berserk on an empty stomach, so I'm going to eat my only permanent food. Oh my god, it does stop me. Well, that sucks. If you berserk at 50% health, you generally are going to be okay. Wait any longer than that, and you have a problem. Because berserking also vastly helps your health, your actual HP. Gives you a huge temporary hit point boost. So far, so good. Notice how the armor goes up just while you're walking around, and your AC increases based on a formula on how high your armor ability is. Plus, your accuracy increases because armor generally impedes that, and skill with armor stops it. Okie dokie. So far, so good. I'm on dungeon floor 3. I'm at 3 pips of piety, which is good. I can use Trog's hand, but I cannot summon allies yet. And damn snake. Sacking pretty much every corpse I come across. Okay, that's 3 floors. Down through 1 more. Notice that I still have no permanent food. Actually, I'm going to check the dungeon to make sure I haven't missed any. Nope, I haven't missed any permanent food. I just haven't got any left. But hopefully I'll find more soon. Okay, I now have enough bone rings that I need to figure out what they are that I'm putting on. So what I'm going to do is, again, the scroll that you have the most of is usually either remove curse or identify. So let's read Q and hope, and let's identify the bone ring. It is a ring of sea invisible. And once more on the ring of sustenance. Ooh, yes! A ring of sustenance slows the rate at which you hunger. This is an amazingly useful ring early game, because early game, you need to be building piety as fast as possible to try and get to the top level of piety. And if you have the sustenance ring, you're going to need to eat a lot less. Eat less, therefore have more corpses to sacrifice to your evil god. Well, Trog's not evil, but whatever. Continuing to finish searching out this floor of the dungeon, and once again, armor check. Okay, the best armor I'm seeing here, they've got a lot of leather armors and some well-crafted leather armors, and that's it. Orcish chainmail +2. Well, how did I miss that? I'm currently wearing an elven ringmail. I think chainmail might be better, so let's go for that. Wherever it is. Perfect. There's C and D. +2 probably meant there were 2 of them there. Armor rating 6, evasion mod -4 versus what I'm wearing right now, which is 4 and -2. So, on with the chainmail. It has actually reduced my AC to 8. Probably because the +2 modifier. Nope, it's still helping my AC. Okay. In which case, we're keeping it. I don't care about my evasion, remember that. Because as a dwarf, I assume I'm going to get hit all the time. The trick is consistently reducing the damage so that it doesn't matter. This floor is now cleared out. Deeper onward we go. Again, I usually buff strength when they give you the option every 3 levels, because strength is what I'm going to be using to hit. And notice how I'm hiding here. When I'm fighting against blinking enemies, I don't want to get easily surrounded. I would much rather fight them in a narrow corridor like this. I fucking hate imps. Okay, I am losing this fight. I'm at 50% health. I'm gonna back off. And now I'm gonna berserk. when I'm adjacent to both of them. And unfortunately, my berserk was wasted here because I had to walk like that after the blink, so I'm going to retreat upstairs to recover, getting out of the exhaustion phase, getting some of my health back, and then I'm going to head back down. Technically, I don't even have to fight the imp, but I don't like leaving enemies unfinished. Okay, I'm sick of him. So here's the trick I'm going to use. I'm going to take him to the staircase, make him follow me up, and then leave him behind. I can deal with him when I have a better weapon. Or, you know, never. I hate wide open spaces as a berserker. You can't avoid ranged attacks nearly as easily, you're not fast enough to retreat, so as a rule, I stick to the edges of these maps. I still need to explore it all though, so yeah. Actually, I'm going to try something interesting. I'm going to shout to call attention to myself as soon as I'm by somewhere I know I can retreat from. Oh my god, what is this? Okay, note to self, do not go there. Looks to me like I've already cleared out most of this floor. I'm gonna have to go through the middle now, but... And what is with Rings of Sea Invisible? I have so many of them. I don't know if the effects of Rings of Sustenance stacks or not. I'm gonna see what they say. Does not say a damn thing. Well, great, just great. I would rather keep Sea Invisible on. Okie dokie, we were up against an ogre. Ogres are an irritating enemy. They miss most of the time, and when they hit, it's a critical. So, let's go ahead and not berserk, but put on my regen, and berserk if I get hit once. And I got hit once, so I should really berserk now, but I'm greedy. That was stupid. Now it's time to run. Notice how I'm not going to fight him, I'm just going to run from him. And I didn't even get very far. This is just turning from bad to worse. I need to think of a way out. Oh, yes! Wand of Slowing. And he sped up. Great. Just great. I can heal potentially, but then he'll hit me once and kill me. He missed. Thank God. I'm gonna slow him from adjacent. It's probably my best bet, because I'm still slow myself and exhausted. Yep, you'll notice, and now I sped up. He, on the other hand, is still slowed. I'm out of charges. Gotta retreat. I'm gonna retreat to a different staircase than I did last time, so that I don't run into my own imp. The moment I go down there, I'm gonna be assaulted by him. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure I'm well fed first. I'm gonna put on my buffs first. I don't think I can berserk before going downstairs. And then I'm gonna kick his ass. All because I got greedy and tried to kill him without berserking off the bat. So, yeah. If it had worked, I'd have been a little bit higher on piety. It didn't work and I'm a little bit behind. C'est la vie, I am still alive. This is a much better looking level layout for me because notice how I'm not straying very far from the staircase? It's not just a matter of the enemies I'm up against. I am intentionally avoiding pushing too far in because I'm on the 6th floor now. Alright, I'm going to go back upstairs and try a different staircase. This way, I'm always close to where I need to retreat from, but I'm still getting to explore a wide range of the floor before I press inward. Ooh, a staircase into Ecumenical Temple. We are at 3 pips of piety, which is good. We don't need to go in because we began as worshippers of Trog. Oh, what the hell, we're going anyway just to show you guys the beautiful temple with all the wonderful altars. If you had not started as a berserker, you would only just be getting a god now. Instead, we're way up on the piety game. Let's see. Okie dokie. Notice how far away I am from the staircase. Ouch. I'm going to keep retreating because there's no point fighting him early. I will fight him when I'm ready. I only need 2 squares of distance to prep myself. So the closer I am to the staircase, the more options I'll have if things go south during the fight. That should about do it. And the other staircase is down here, so let's position myself well and start off by throwing shit at him. That's all I got. That's all I got. I don't want to throw my axe. To berserk or not to berserk? I have enough food. I'm just gonna berserk. And no sooner do I say I have enough food than I lose all of my sustenance. Go figure. Now, I could theoretically start sacrificing corpses even though I'm hungry, and in that manner basically pay for more piety with food. But I don't feel comfortable in my stocks of permafood to do that quite yet, because I still only have 4. Usually when I hit 6 or more permafoods, that's when I'm like, okay, now I can start wasting it, because I can still eat chunks. Lots of sacrifices. Ooh, a store. And they have nothing terribly interesting. Box of bees, potion of invisibility, potion of blood. Nothing I'm particularly interested in holding on to, so okay, waste of a store. What the hell is over here? Without flying, I can't possibly reach there, so I'm just gonna leave that be. Going down a floor. This is the best situation to fight a centaur in, when you're adjacent to them. They can't use their ranged weapons, and you can just kick their ass. And of course, you can always berserk to give yourself that edge you need. Whole stack of corpses. Very nice. And I have a new wand of slowing. I'm going to actually drop my old one, because it's useless to me now. Huh. So these things are interesting. One hit kills them, but if you don't get that hit and they get within your range, they can do this huge burst of confusion on you. And I have nothing else to throw, so I'm screwed. This is going to hurt. A lot. He even destroyed one of my bread rations. But I live, and I got out of confusion before I got attacked, so it's all good. Getting hit by one of those things while you're fighting somebody is generally a situation to cry about. The thing I'm really scared of here is the green guy. He can attack whenever he sees me. He doesn't even need to have line of sight. I mean, he doesn't even need to have a clear path to his target. Plus, if he smites you, it can't be resisted, and it can deal lethal damage pretty easily. So, always fight him around corners like I did. Yada yada yada. At this point, I'm beginning to hit that point where my dwarf is strong enough to handle most ordinary challenges. You get 500 experience for destroying a fungal colony, and you only get the credit when you destroy the last one. Notice, there was a centaur here, he hit me once, and it teleported me here. He's using arrows of teleportation. I'm going to retreat to here, hope I get there before he sees me. Yep. And now he's going to have to come around the corner. But he got the shot off before I did. But once I get into melee range with him, he's got no choice. He's got to fight it out, and then he gets his ass kicked. Because if he tries to shoot me from near range, I mean, he'll never shoot you from near range, he'll switch to fists, or whatever his hand weapon is. Yay! I'm not berserking against those guys anymore, because now my strength is increased enough that I can kill them fairly easily one-on-one. But notice how he's going to eat that ring. that I didn't get it to pick up, which really sucks, because that could have been an awesome ring. I don't even know what it was anymore. Fucking centaurs. That was way too close. I should have berserked much, much earlier, and I did not. I thought I could dance around that pillar with him, but it was only 3 spaces large, so it wasn't enough to occlude line of sight. Okie dokie. New floor, new challenges. I am going to need to eat quickly because I'm going to need to berserk most likely in this situation. I'm going to eat while I'm adjacent to this guy. He can't poison me, he probably can't do much damage, whereas if I kill him, the snake will poison me or the ogre will kick my ass. I like eating one of each. I don't know if that's the best option or not, but so we'll go meat. And easy win. Notice how I keep retreating upstairs. It's really good practice to like not wait around downstairs when you're at half health. That's why I like clearing out floors completely. Apart from all the experience that you would miss out on if you didn't, you also always have a safe haven to run off to. I'm not much of an evoker, but I'm going to keep the cards because these are an ornate set, so not basic. Ha! I can now kill imps, thank God. Note my axe skill has gone off the chart. It's really high now, at 10. My armor skill is 7, but it hasn't improved my AC very much because I'm only wearing 1 piece of armor. That's actually a good point. Is there any other... I still have not found a complete set of armor. I'm missing everything. Do not close doors in front of slimes. It is a bad idea. They will just eat the door, and they will double. Gnolls with whips. How droll. Let's hide in that corridor so we can fight them one-on-one. And again, I'm turning off traps and skills. I'd rather just be hit by them than drain my precious experience this early on for a skill that may or may not prove useful much later. Notice how I never came to 50% health, so I never had to berserk. And that meant that instead of having to eat one of the gnoll corpses, I could sacrifice them all, which means I now have 4 pips of piety. So, yeah, that's the benefit of not berserking too often. I have now hit the 8th floor of the dungeon without any real difficulty. I came very close to dying once, but, you know, a little bit of luck goes a long way. I'm going regen because I'm at half health, and I'm worried. But berserk, well, the reason I didn't berserk is against this guy. You saw what happened last time I berserked. He just blinked once, and then I was not only low on health, I was also slow. I can't afford to have that happen. Again, being out in the open like that, very dangerous. Nowhere to retreat to, no way to stop from having 2 or 3 attacks at once. And while berserked, you know, you want to be surrounded, ideally, or you want to be killing something every 2 turns. But when you're not berserked, yeah, don't put yourself in that situation unnecessarily. Prince Ribbit is a very powerful blink frog. I do not feel comfortable fighting him here, but I don't have a choice either. Notice that he can't open doors, making this an ideal scenario for me. If it becomes too much of a fight, I close the door and regenerate. If it becomes too easy, if it's an easy fight, I can close the door behind him should he follow me in. Alrighty, and that's my time for now. I hope you've enjoyed this. Notice I've already hit the 8th floor of the dungeon, and I'm quite powerful. Take care, and hope this helps. Bye.